They warned me once, only once. No second chance. No negotiations. If I speak, my family dies. Popacos was not just any place. It breathed secrets through its rusted zinc rooftops and sun-scorched walls. The streets were narrow, lined with unfinished buildings and littered memories. From the abandoned Al-Hajj's bakery to the yellow danfo that never moved from under the mango tree, everything here watched. Everything here whispered. Especially at night. It was in this neighborhood that Bolu Ajayi lived, a quiet, withdrawn secondary school teacher known for his punctuality, his faded white shirts, and a sadness that clung to him like Lagos humidity. 35, unmarried, living in a two-room flat with his mother and younger sister, his life appeared uneventful. But beneath that surface was a storm no one could see. Bolu wasn't just carrying pain. He was carrying a secret, a dangerous one. 3 months ago he saw something. Something he wasn't supposed to see. It was a cold Thursday night. The power had been out since afternoon, and Bolu had stayed behind at the school to finish marking scripts. As he walked out through the back gate, the one that led into a bush path behind the school compound, he heard muffled voices, panic, then a scream. He crouched by the fence and peeked through the wooden slits. 3 men, 1 woman, and blood. So much blood. The woman's body was dumped like a bag of trash behind the school borehole. Bolu couldn't believe his eyes. But before he could run, a hand gripped his shoulder from behind. Another grabbed his mouth. They didn't hurt him. They just whispered, "If you speak, your family dies." And then they vanished. Since that day, Bolu had changed. He barely spoke. He avoided the school staff room. He stopped going to choir practice. Even his mother, Mama Ajayi, noticed something was wrong. "Bolu, your eyes dey red. What'n you dey hide from us?" But Bolu couldn't tell her. He couldn't tell anyone. The woman who died that night? Her name was Tiniola, a journalist. Her face flashed across the TV the following week. Investigative reporter missing after trailing corrupt politician in Lagos. What the news didn't say was that Tiniola was Bolu's classmate in university. And what Bolu didn't say was that he had found her missing file folder under the school's broken generator days after her death. Inside were documents, photos, recordings, evidence. Evidence that could bring down a very powerful man. Chief Cole Whitecap, a Lade, a respected politician and donor to the very school Bolu worked in. Bolu's hands shook as he held that folder, sitting alone in his room, sweating as if he was in a burning house. He had the truth. He had the evidence. But he also had a family. And the threat wasn't idle. One morning, a small coffin was left on his doorstep. Inside was a headless chicken and a note. "We see you. Next time it won't be the chicken." The days that followed felt like walking through fire. Bolu's conscience wouldn't let him sleep. He'd hear Tenny's voice in his dreams. "You know the truth, Bolu. Say something." But fear is a terrible master. He tried to throw away the folder. Burn it. But something always stopped him. Until one morning, a small child in the school compound handed him a folded note. Read. "They think you're weak. You're the last chance. T." He gasped. Tenny? Was someone trying to continue her work? Or was this a trap? That evening he made a decision. He would go to a trusted reporter friend in Ikeja. But first, he would leave copies of the evidence hidden in several places, just in case he never returned. Bolu packed the folder in a worn school bag and took the 5 p.m. danfo. His heart pounded with each bump in the road. But halfway through the trip his phone buzzed. A photo. His mother, tied to a chair. His sister, gagged. A message below. Turn back or they die. Bolu froze. The passengers beside him asked if he was okay. He nodded numbly and dropped off at Ajayi, trying not to collapse. He sat at a corner watching the sky turn gray. Tears mixed with sweat on his face. How do you choose between truth and blood? Between justice and the people who raised you? He walked the entire way home, praying, sweating, cursing. When he got back to Papakos, the house was empty. His mother and sister were fine, laughing, watching Africa magic. No ropes, no gag, no sign anything had happened. But there was a new note under the front door. This time was a warning. Next time is real. That night, Bolu cried for hours. Then he lit a candle and wrote something. Not a confession but a story. He told everything, coded, disguised as fiction, and scheduled it to post online, anonymously at 7 a.m. the next day. Then he copied the documents again. Sent them to hidden emails. He was done hiding. But just before dawn there was a knock at the door. 3 slow knocks. He checked his phone. 7 a.m. The post was live. The damage was done. His mother walked to the door. Bolu, who be that for door this early? He stood frozen, palms sweating, mouth dry. He couldn't answer. He couldn't breathe. Because now he had spoken. And they had come. Exclamation mark cliffhanger ending. As Mama reached for the door handle, Bolu shouted, "Wait!" But it was too late. The door creaked open, and the screen faded to black. To be continued.